doing about the file, and I checked in your question paper. It's very important for you guys to understand on how to work with a file.
And also, can you send me the recordings since you're dialing me in? I don't have
Yesterday,
access to them.
remember, I didn't, the last time we have a class, remember, I think I didn't take a record. So that's why I'm going
Oh,
to,
okay.
yes, I'm gonna, if
Okay.
like you have a record, you're gonna see it, all the recording that I'm taking, you will see
Mm.
it in the platform, even if now you try to browse, but just
Even
that,
if you
yes.
even if you dial
And,
me in,
and don't publish my videos, guys.
no, we
I mean,
won't.
like, just watch them. After watching, don't be sending them all over.
Hey, we are paying. We won't send them.
Yes, yes, thank you. So let me exit. Now the
Alicia, you're
problem
so
part you want
funny.
to help me to the people want to, you see. So Mara, I'm gonna the only thing that I'm going to do, I'm going to make them in such a way that you won't be able to download them. It's going to be
Mm.
only be able to watch. Yes, that's what I'm busy doing. So I'm going to do it in that way.
It's fine as long as
Yes,
we
yes.
have access to them.
Yeah, let me try to open the documents. February.
Okay.
Okay, I'm just gonna create the other one. I can't remember the document that I was using. Okay, so with the opening the file, the first thing that you need to know, you must know the location of where your file is, and then you must use the header file. When you are working with a file, you know that the hash include iostream is just for input, like iostream is just for input and output. So you can still put it there, but you will need this header file called dash include fstream. So the fstream one is for working with the files. So when you have this one, if in your program you're still going to use like cout and ce, you can use C using namespace, but this one only if you are going to use a C in and C out. But probably here, I'm just gonna use it for in case when I'm showing you some other things. Then in your program, we use the offstream. The offstream, if you are using offstream is when you are in your file is like you want to write something in your file. You can use out file, for example, you can just say out file like that. Is when you want to write something in the file, this one. And the if stream is when you want to extract something in the file. If stream, we can say in file is like the if stream, here, it works when you are you are reading. It's like when you are reading in a file. So when you are reading in a file, which means something is already been written in a file, and when you are writing in a file, something is not written, it's gonna be an empty file whereby you have to read that empty file. So now when you have that, I told you guys that you can open your file, and the first thing to do is to open your file. When you open your file, use the word open dot. Then, but in the open dot, you first write the name of your file that you are opening. For example, I'm gonna open for both of them. You can say out, oh sorry, I just made a mistake there. Let me just cancel, yeah. You can say out file dot open. So what are you opening? You are going to be opening a file called what maybe it depends on the file that you have created. So I can still create a file this side, or you can also create a file straight. If I create a file here, this is a file, something like this one we create here is a file also. So when we create it, we can create a file. Let me just put some few numbers. So in this file, I'm going to name it save file as where I'm going to save this file here. I'm going to save it in a place whereby it will be close to where I'm working. So I can name this file that is an input, just that there are many files in my computer. I can say input.dat, or you can say txt, is up to you. Then we can save this file. So my file is saved in the document, in my documents. So in this file that is saved in my document, it have a data already. So it means that if I come here in my computer, I go to my documents, I can check the file called input. I must be able, there is already another file called input here, but I doubt this is the right file. It's not the one that I created just now, but I can try to keep checking. If we check here, the file called input that I created, I can't see it personal, but it's created somewhere. Let me try to search it. Okay, I can't find it. So what I'm going to do, I'm just gonna create them direct. Yes, it might collide with this one, but it's not really a problem. I'm canceling that one there. I'm gonna just create something. This is an input file, 1033, like that. Then we're gonna save it in documents, save file as. So in the save file X, we can say input data. Or I can even use text it. I don't have a problem. Or I don't use anything there. I can just say input data. Then here I can change to all files. When I change to all files, you can choose to change it as a TXT. It's up to you. It's still going to be fine. And then the location of where I'm saving my file, it matters. So if we check here, it goes to my file, my desktop. After that is that file, and then it's going to be saved in the, yes, it's in this one here, input data file. We are going to save it. So we save it. So when I close it, if I still want that file and I come here, it means that I must be able to get that file. You can see it's here. So it must, when open, we must get those numbers. Then I can also create another file, which I can call it different name. So I can call this other file that I'm creating maybe, let me say output data. Then when I say output data, then I'm gonna I did a mistake there. Okay. No, it's fine. I didn't do a mistake. I'm just gonna save it. This one for output data is the file that is gonna be empty. There is nothing there. So when we open it, we put a double quotation mark. You write the name of the file. The name of the file for out file. For out file, it must have nothing. It's the one for output data. Output data dot text, like that. Text txt. So the second one we are going to write is input in file dot open. We are opening the one for input data, it have data already. So the one for input data, we can say input, we wrote the name input data like that, if I'm not mistaken, dot text et. So this one here we have opened. Let me just confirm again once more time if it's yes, it's input data, and then even output, if I say oh, yeah, it's output data. So now we have opened our file. So we can, because of this file here, it's something is already been written in it. When we use in file, we extract the information. When I say in file, I will use the extraction instruction operator. For extraction operator, I'm reading. When you are reading, it's like it's a cin. When you are reading, the way we use cin in your before previously, when you say cin like this way, here it's like you were writing, but it's more inverse to each other. You are, in other words, when you were somebody was typing in your keyboard, you were reading what the user is typing when we use this one. So when we use out, it's like we were writing. When it's display, we are writing what something that we wanted the user to see. So we read what the keyboard user is writing the keyboard. So in the file, it works the same way. We also read what is in the file. When we read, we use extraction operators. And then we use this one as our cout statement. So if I say like that, I can declare something, for example, I can declare maybe here an int. I can see in int x. Ne? When I say int x, if I put x like that, I can even declare another x. I can say int y. I can still read again y like that. So I say y. So this one, the way I'm doing it here is going to, are you guys here?
Yes, we're still here.
Why is
Yes.
not? Oh, let me check. Can you see my screen? Okay.
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Let me check the, okay, stop. Okay, still recording. I thought it's not recording. All right. Let me go back. So you can still do like this. It's only the way we have declared, it takes only one integer and the second integer like that. But there is a way that I'm going to show you how to do it to extract everything in the file. But that will depend based on the what you are going to be doing. So I can just use, because I already use using namespace, I can just say cout x and y in the screen, just to show that it extracted what I've written in a file. Then I can return 0. It will still work even if I don't close the file. But according to the rules, when you are reading in a file, you must also close the file that you are working with. When you say close, you just write the word infile.close. Without inside the parentheses, you don't put any, there must not be any argument. So you must just do it like that. So this one here, the one I have used fstream. So this what I've written, the code that I've written here, is only going to put, you see that in the screen, it's showing us 10 and 33. When we run it, when I already built it, when I run it, this X and Y, it extracts the first two letters. The first letter is what's gonna be put for what, for X. The second one is gonna be put for what, for Y. Ne? Then if we go and check in our file, which letters do we have there in our document, you will see that the first two letters in the input file is what is 10. You see, we have 10 and 33. So that's why it's able to output to show you guys in a screen. That's why you are able to see 10 and 33. 10 and 33 in the screen. So, but the point of a file is not about using the cout. So we can still, if you want to all your data to be output in your file, you can use a while loop. But when you use a while loop, you use it in a different way now. You say while your in file is greater than what? Is greater than x. Let's use x only. But here I'm going to cancel this one here. So when we say while, you can still put those braces that we used to put before. So this is, if this condition is true, then what must happen? While, and then you say in file is greater than 20x, is greater than is extraction x, then what must we do? We can send those data to a file that we have written, which is out data. Our out data is in the file, is in the form of out file. So you can write out file, you just write x. So all those numbers in all those numbers in what? All those numbers in your what? In your in file, they will be sent to they will be sent to they will be sent to what is it? They will be sent to your file, they will be sent to your out file, the output data file. So the way we write the while loop here is not exactly this way, is different. It will give us the problem. So the way we write it here, we write it in a different way that we didn't use this method. So you're going to write as while in brackets, then you write your in file. While your in file is x, then what must happen? Then you can say out file, then you write it in what? In that file that there is nothing there. So just by this statement here, you have written what? You have written a loop that is going to extract all those datas in a file. So if you want to extract all the datas in a file, remember that you use the while loop. So this statement here is going to read all the datas in the file. So all those datas we have in the file, they are going to be written in what? They are going to be written in your other file called out file. So, but we can first, I can also first show you using the cout so that you can see them in your screen here. So let's check our code. There is no problem with our code. So do you see all those data that they are there in the file called input file, the one that we just created? Remember, this computer, we are working with this code block. It's reading something that is in our computer, not in the code block. You'll see those, that's 10, 33, 44, 4, and 44 again. So if you check in our screen here, we wrote a code and it output exactly those numbers using this code. So do you guys have a question? So in order to write to the other file that we created, which have nothing, you just write out file. Then in this out file, all the data that we have created, when you build it, it won't give you a problem, but it won't write anything in the screen. But if we go and open the other file, let's open out file. If we open out file, output data like this is the one, data.txt, we will find those data written in this other file. Let me see why it's not opening. you can still open that file here in the code block. Okay? You can just write its name. There it is. And then we want it to open. Okay, it's taking time. Let me just go straight to it. You can see that in output data, we didn't write anything, but everything that we extracted in the other file is written. So when you get taught something, we won't teach you everything. When I say we won't teach you everything, I'm gonna assume that if I'm working with a number, you know that I'm working with a string integer. So it happens that if I'm working with a string, if like your file is containing like a letters and a number, which means you will have a declarations of what? Of a string. Then when you have a declaration of string, then if the document contains the number of like the names of a people, then you use a string to do what? To extract, to take all those data which are there. So do you guys have any questions so far?
I'm just processing for now.
Hello?
I said I'm processing for now.
Okay, and then the other one.
Nah, I'm still fine. And plus I'm on load shedding, so my network keeps on disconnecting. I'll have to watch the video.
Oh, okay. And
Yeah,
I
so some
understand.
of the things I'm missing.
Oh, okay. No, I get it.
It's okay. Mm.
All right. So this is how it works when it comes to the file. So the other thing that I'm going to teach you now, it's about functions. So when it comes to functions, in course 1512, you need to know about overloading functions. What is overloading functions? Overloading functions is when you are using the same variable, using the same variables in the same, it's like when you're having duplication of the same function. Let me say duplication of the same functions. It's like your functions, they will be used, when I say same functions, your functions will be using the same name. They will be using the same names. So it's like I can have a void. Let's say I can have a void calcu. Void calcu, it have a parameter int x and it also have int y. So after that, I also have again maybe a void calcu. You see, it's the same name, but it also still have int x and it also have int y and it also have int z, but it's the same name. So when you write a function in this format, it can even have as many arguments as possible. So they are called this is called overloading functions. So when you see functions like this, if they ask you and the names are the same, so you must remember that this is called an overloading functions. So that's what they mean when they say overloading functions. So if the name of the functions will be the same. So overloading functions, there is nothing special that I'm going to talk about or I'm going to teach you. Everything that I've taught you in course 1511, it exactly applies in the functions. The way you were working with functions, it still continue as the same way. So there is nothing much that you need to take into account. The only thing is just the names that you're going to be using the same function with the same name. And then like that, there is nothing much. That's about the overloading functions. So our next class, we are going to teach about based on the timetable. As I've sent you guys the timetable, we are going to talk about the C string. I hope you are listening. It's going to be a C string. And then we're gonna also add up I'm not sure if in one day I will manage to even add the vectors. Then after that, based on the timetable, I'm not sure if it's which day because I'm not opening the timetable yet. But let me just try to open the timetable. It tells me that according to the timetable, the way I see it, let me just check it in the group. It shows me that on on Friday, we are going to do a past paper. So which means a past paper, we are going to be covering things that we have covered. So between today is day 30, tomorrow is going to be day 31. So probably I might finish these two, C string and C vectors on the 31. And on Monday, I'm gonna check the syllabus, how it flows based on your study guide. I'm not sure if I should be going to classes. I might be going to classes and maybe the other classes, it will take me 2 days because that's the most important chapter. Then on Friday, starting on Monday and today's Monday, Tuesday, we're going to do C string and vectors. Then Wednesday and Thursday, I'm gonna be dealing with the classes. So I'm not sure if the classes are gonna finish them because there is a lot of things in terms of the classes that you guys need to understand. Then on Friday, then we're going to deal with the question paper, the way I have indicated it there.
Okay.
Yes. So that's how it's going to work. So I already gave you guys the schedule of the class, how it's going to work. Then Saturday and Sunday, we're going to continue with the lessons. I'm not sure which one I'm going to be teaching. I'm going to tell you. Then we proceed as based on the timetable.
No
So
problem.
if you want to reflect back or if you have a question, you can ask me based on this of reading the file.
Yeah, I think I need understanding on that because I kind of got lost a bit. But let me hear the video again, and then if I still have further questions, I will
All right,
find
no
out.
problem. After that, I'm gonna try to send you guys, not to send you to Edu, or I will be giving you the feedback on how you're going to receive each and every video that I'm
Okay.
gonna be taking.
No.
So for due to not time, even some others who have load shedding and the others couldn't attend. So we can stop the class here for today.
All right. So you're gonna put this up on your Teams channel.
Yes, I'm gonna inform everybody, just that I'm gonna try to do it now, but I'm gonna inform everyone. Everyone is my student will have to have this video.
Yeah, because I want to go through it tonight so that by tomorrow, if I have any questions, then I'll ask you.
No.
Because obviously time